Greetings and blessings from the Most High, Jah Rastafari. Crawford Ashley, the spiritual boxer. And I'm going to talk about boxing. But I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to talk about the Nicky Piper fight. And if I do it right, it'll be up there in the corner. It's the full fight. And I'm going to talk about getting a phone call from Frank Warren. Started off in, I hadn't fought for a while. I'd give up my British title. So I was the unbeaten British champion and Maurice Corrid won it. And I wanted it back. So I'm #1 challenger for the title. Nobody can fight for the title unless they box me. I got ready to fight Maurice Corr 5 times. It cost me a frigging fortune getting ready, and he pulled out 5 times on me. The board never did a thing. And it was managed by the same manager as me, Mr. Frank Warren. And so was his boy Nicky Piper. So I get a phone call from Frank telling me, I've got you a title fight. It's against Nicky Piper, it's in Cardiff. Brilliant. And then they give me the date, and it wasn't that far away, maybe 2 weeks or something. So I says, I'll go, alright then, got to go into training. So he says, no, we're having a press conference tomorrow, I'll be in Cardiff tomorrow for the press conference. He says, Frank, I haven't been training, I need to get into the gym. The way he spoke to me, I just, and then the little voice in me just says, we'll go, shut up, you might learn something. Just watch, look and learn. So I've gone down to the press conference, and I'm at the press conference, and I'm sat here, Frank Warren sat there, Nicky Piper sat there, and one of the reporters asked Nicky why he thinks he can beat me. Nicky pipes up, Nicky pipes up. I've been training for the last 6 weeks. Wow, the voice of the mic. Last 6 weeks. You're a cunt, you're gonna lose, is what it says. And it's like the voice in my head just started to go on. How can he beat you? They've had to give him 6 weeks to get ready for you. How can he beat you? He can't beat you. There's no way he can beat you. And that's all the voice was saying. There's no way he can beat me. They've had to give him 6 weeks to get ready. His manager don't believe he can beat me, so he's got to give him the best chance. His trainers don't think he can beat me because they also know they're in on it. So he must be getting a vibe from them. And then I meet his girlfriend. She was a reporter from Cardiff radio, and she asked me what it'd be like fighting Nicky Piper in Wales, in his hometown. And like I said, I've boxed in many people's hometown, and especially the Welsh, they understand boxing, they know boxing. And that's what I said the Welsh understand boxing, they know boxing, and they understand when I'll have to beat him up. And she says, oh, Nicky said you were going to say that. And I says, oh, do you know Nicky? She went, yeah, he's my boyfriend. So I looked her straight in the eye and I just said to him, sorry, I'm going to have to beat him up. No ego, no bravado, just playing on his truth. And then me and Nicky's gone outside for an eyeball-to-eyeball photo shoot. And he's looking at me and he's looking up to me. Most people do. And he says to me, how tall are you, Crawford? I said, I'm 6'3" and a bit. He says, well, I'm 6'3.5". I said, yeah, but mine's a big bit. And his face, he just lost something in his face. I don't know what it was, just like I just took a little bit away from him. And I'm glad I went down there because people says he was clever. You know, he's a member of Mensa, IIQ. Yeah, he might have all that, but he's not very observant. And in the boxing ring, you need to be observant, very observant. I was wearing cowboy boots, I had a 2-inch heel on me. And he didn't even notice it. So that showed me something. Now, with me being the defending champion, even though I haven't got a title, I'm fighting for a vacant title, I'm still the champion. When I've gone to the weigh-in, everything's for Nicky Piper. everything's for Nicky Piper. I have to go in the ring first. Now, champion's going last. But, yeah, let him set it all up. And I was watching all this and I was thinking, you think he's the champion? He's not the champion, he's got to beat me. And is he going to beat me? Well, we don't know. So I'm just smiling to myself because I know what's going on. And then it comes to fight night. And this is why they put 4 rounds on the TV. Because they started to mess with me. With my walk up and my music. I've gone out, come on Crawford, you gotta go in. So they started to play me music from the middle. I'm not going in, I just says to him, tell him to do it from the beginning, as I'm not going in. So they cut the music, they started it again, not from the beginning. So I looked at him and I just said to him, I'm not going on until it's put from the beginning. I think they did about 3 or 4 times. And he says to me, come on, you've got to go on the waiting for you. I said, start the fight without me. Till you pull the music from the beginning, I ain't going on. And I walked back into the dressing room and Bob just said to him, play from the beginning because he won't go on. Now, they ain't messing with me no more. I've had enough of the messing. You're not messing with me anymore. That's why it was only cut to 4 rounds. They played my music from the beginning and when I went in, got him. He was rushed in. I went in on my time. Not on their time, on my time. I'm the champion. And watch the fight and listen to Jim Watt, please, because when they're talking about biased commentating, shoof, biased commentating, you know, just watch it, just learn. You know what I mean? That it's been going on from time. I beat Nicky Piper. And I had a contract with Frank that I was going to fight again within, I think it was 6 to 8 weeks. I was ready to fight again with that time period. I love being in the ring. And the fight was a hard fight physically, mentally. No, not really. Well, no, other way around. Mentally, it was an easy fight. Physically, it was because I wasn't fit. But my body came through it because my mind was in that right place. Now, I should have been fighting for a world title, but Nicky Piper gets the world title. We're both managed by the same person, but yet Nicky Piper gets a world title crack after losing to a man who's had 6 weeks less time to get ready for him. My manager's not working on my behalf or for me, so why can't I sack him? Why can't I sack him? And I didn't even sack him. He didn't fulfill his contract, so the contract was null and void in the time scale that we had. But the British Boxing Board of Control have rulings which basically state that no boxer who's under contract can speak to any other manager or promoter. So all Frank said is that he had me under contract and everybody was frightened to speak to me. And the board knew we never had none because I wrote in the boxing news, there was letters backwards and forwards. If Frank has me under contract, prove it by showing the contract, producing the contract. I phoned up the board and asked them if there was a contract lodged with them, with me and Frank. They went, no. So I said, well, can you put that in the boxing news? Oh, we can't do that. You need to speak to Frank. I said, how can I speak to Frank? You know what I mean? How can I speak to him? He can't deal for me because he doesn't want to deal for me. For whatever reason, I can't deal with that man. So then I met Tony, and Tony got me involved with Bologna, and they put me back. Bologna put me on, and I think I boxed Komanchenko, knocked him out in the first round with a left hook. And then I seen Simon Block, and he's coming over, wanting to shake my hand. For what? For what? He never stood up for me in my corner. And I told him, you know what I mean, all these people here are coming to see the board, are coming to see the promoters, are coming to see the fighters. and you don't give a shit about us. So why should I shake your hand? Fuck off. And that's kind of like what I'm like. So that's just a little bit between me, Frank, and Nicky Piper. Make up your own mind. People want to know why I leave managers, because they don't do the job. That's how I went through a few of them. You know what I mean? You got me under contract, you sign my piece of paper, I'm giving you my life and you're giving me fuck all. Oh, yeah, that's it. I'll tell you one about Mickey Duff. I got a few stories about me and Mickey Duff, but I'm going to leave this one for today, see what the response is, and I'll do the Mickey Duff one another time if this comes out alright. Alright, until tomorrow. Bye.